morning, everybody, and welcome back to Darvanalee Designs Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole, and today we are here for some crafty productivity sprints. We're going to be working on our projects and hopefully get some stuff finished or near finished today. Well, that's what I'm planning on doing anyway. Do let me know what you're working on in the comments. Say hi, let me know where you're watching from, all the things. And while you're there, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you've yet to subscribe, make sure that you subscribe to the channel as well. All right, so basically today I could not decide what to do, and I was over on Nell Diamond's live stream a little bit earlier, and I think we went with diamond painting. So I'm going to start with that, but I do have my cross stitch things out as well. So I will be able to maybe put a few stitches into that as well. So fingers crossed that I get some of that. You never know. I might just get right into my diamond painting and just keep going with that because it is almost finished. So I do have my folder here with all my little cross stitches that I'm working on. And the one I'm going to work on today is my friend's one, the Central Perk one that I have. So as you can see, I've done a fair bit of it already. I've just got this top section to go. So hopefully we can get a bit of that done today. I've got stuff all around me. I am not prepared because I was over playing on Nell's channel for a little while this morning. So I had a bit of a lazy morning, I guess you would say, because I just didn't feel like getting out of bed, feeling a little bit tired, still trying to catch up from the weekend and all that sort of stuff. So let me just I just want to double check some stuff with my video because I cannot remember if I done all the things that I need to do. So okay, no, I haven't done all the things that I need to do. So let me just change that just to keep some trolls away. And also, I don't think I put the monetization on. No, I did not, because I do monetize my my videos. Now, let me just see. I want to take that off. Oh, it's not going to let me. Yeah, okay, right. That should be, I just wanted to make sure that there was no ads popping up midway because I've noticed that some of my videos, I've clicked not to do that and it still has done that. So hopefully I have fixed that problem. I don't know. It must be, I must have clicked something that it's automated, automatically going onto, mainly on my craft channel, not on my booktube one. I haven't had any complaints there, but from this one I keep getting people saying, oh, they're popping up midway and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I've just clicked all that. So that's what I'm going to work on today. I've got a little section just over here to do, so I'm going to start with that. I'm pretty happy with how this is going. This is actually going to go into my kitchen because I have red in my kitchen as well, and I'm going to put it in my little coffee section when I get to renovate my kitchen a little bit and update it. And it's pretty trash after the kids and all the things, and it wasn't crash hot when I moved in here. So yeah, I have my coffee, and no, it's not Irish, because I know that there are a couple of you here that we were talking about everyone was having a drink over at Wine Down Wednesday, and I'm like, I'm so jealous. It's too early in the morning. And you know what, I just cannot drink first thing in the morning. It has been so drummed into me that you do not drink in the morning that I just can't do it. So I decided to just go with coffee, and I've got my thermal drink on the go here, which is like cayenne pepper and pineapple and all that sort of stuff, all that goodness. I have that every morning. I don't know. I just find it helps with my it just helps with, I feel like it helps with my thyroid. I don't feel as lethargic and all that sort of stuff. It just gives it a little bit of a kick and whatnot. So yeah. So the other things that I have pulled out that I'm thinking I might work on is my Snow Village, which I have put nothing into that in the last couple of months. So I pulled that out. Excuse me. And last night I was going through some stuff, and I have these two. I've done two of these. So I've done the owl and I've done the pussycat. of these ones here, and so I've still got the witch to do and the haunted house. So I'm thinking that I probably might start one of them today, and that way I can get that started and get this finished and off my book. So I've put that into a little bag. And yeah, and you probably can't hear me, Jean, because I was holding up stuff in front of me and my microphone's in front of me. So yeah, that's probably why you can't hear me. When I hold stuff up, it dulls down my voice and whatnot. I can't change that because that's how mics work. So yeah, it should be fine. So the plan is, and we're going to be here for the next 4 hours, so we should get 4 sprints in. That means that I should get a lot done on this one. I've got a feeling that I'm probably just going to stick with this, but I've got my other projects out just in case. Might want to stick that needle in there so that doesn't get lost and then end up in someone's foot, because we all walk around barefoot in the house here. There we go. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing today. All right. So what is everybody else planning on doing? I see that Atia has joined us. Good morning. How are you? Going to start Babel? Excellent. And I say it the English way, because you can say it either way. I know that this is a debate. It's either Babel. If you're in the United States, it seems to be that everybody says Babel. But if you're English, it is Babel. So yeah, there's that debate is like huge. So when I went to see RF Kwong, the consensus was that it could be either way, and in fact she actually said it both ways when she was talking about it. So when she first started, she said Babel, and then the next time she said it, she said Babel. So I'm going to take that as you can say it any way you like. It just depends where you come from in the big wide world. So yeah, and if you look it up on like on YouTube, how they do pronunciations, like some of the language channels and all that sort of stuff, it actually says there is 2 ways to say this word. The US way, which is Babel, and in the English way is Babel. So yeah, so either way. All right, we also have Amberly. Yay, crafty sprints. I've just finished the book I was reading, going to settle in with my sweater while I decide what to pick up next. Nice coffee. I know I need coffee today. That's as far as I've gotten. I'm doing some last minute point math for tears. Is that right? Oh yeah, okay, yep. Before I film my readathon announcement today, also I need to edit and also clean the house. All the things. I just went out. Oh, I need to send a message to my daughter to put the bin out because it's Thursday. So if I suddenly disappear, it's because I've forgotten to message her and I can hear the bin guy coming. It wouldn't be the first time that I've legged it down the driveway with the bin. I normally put it out on Wednesday nights. But I got off sprints yesterday on Dusty Book Sniffers and went downtown to get some stuff and forgot when I got back. I got all, like, talk about going to the shop when you're hungry. I got all the stuff that I didn't really need. But I only went for light globes. And what else did I go for? Bacon. And I forgot the bacon, got the light globes and got all this other stuff. So, yeah. And I've got to clean the house. I've got washing to do and all sorts of stuff. But that is all going to get done this afternoon. And Savannah and I are going to be in the library this afternoon doing touch-ups, finishing off the windows and all that sort of stuff. And you ought to see this picture that she's making for me. I'll get some sneaky photos and share it over in Discord. She is making me, I'm renovating the house, as you know, and my bedroom is actually going to be one of the rooms that is getting renovated because I'm just sick of it. And it's very not me. And so I'm changing it so it's a little bit more me. And so I'm going with like a boho look. And yeah, she said to me, I'm not buying you a present this year, Mum. I'm going to make it for you. She goes, but it won't be ready for your birthday. It'll be sometime between birthday and Christmas. So basically it is going to be for both. And I'm okay with that. Like, that's fine because she's been doing some of it. I've seen it. Like, I know what it is and all that sort of stuff. because she said to me, you know, like I had to pick out the size of the canvas and all that sort of stuff. She was going to go with smaller, and I said, you know what, I've got 12-foot ceilings, so I'd like to have it a bit bigger. And so yeah, so it's going to be for my room, and it's a butterfly, but it's split in two halves. So we've got one half of the butterfly on this canvas and the other half on this one. And right now she's doing the sepia underneath the painting. It's hard to explain what she's doing, but yeah, so she's just done the outline, she's done the gridding and all that sort of stuff. So and she's like, that half is so much better than this half. And I'm like, you know what, both halves are beautiful because you have made it for me. She's done a few, I don't have them out here, I put them all away because I was moving stuff around, but she's done a few paintings for me over the years. And they're so progressively getting bigger and whatnot. Eventually I want to have a whole wall of all her artwork and whatnot, because I'm a firm believer, like, she's very academic and she can get very single-minded. So with Savannah, I always made sure that she did something crafty or artistic just to balance her out a little bit. And it really worked, because anytime she was really stressed or anything like that, she would craft and use that as her coping mechanism. I mean, I'd much rather do that than, you know, other things that kids were doing and whatnot. So she's always done crafty stuff and whatnot with me. Like we've done music, we've done like anything artistic, she's pretty much had a hand at. So, and she's always painted, so that's always been a big part of her life. And yeah, she decided that she was going to make me this. This is the biggest one she's done for me. So, and I said, oh, just take your time. You don't need to rush it. I know that you're doing it and all that sort of stuff. So I can't wait till it's done. But it's definitely going to fit the aesthetic for my boho room, which is really good. They actually look like fairy wings right now. Like, it doesn't look like a butterfly. They look like fairy wings, because I love all things fairies. Always have done. Like, even as an adult, my mum used to buy me like little fairies and what, like, my kids have broken them over the years and stuff like that, and some have got lost and some people have lifted them and all that sort of stuff, but I always got something to do with fairies from my mum. That was always a present that because I love them and always have done. So yeah, and she did get me a present, like a physical present to give me, and that was a tea towel, and it is the May Gibbs it's got all the little characters from the May Gibbs books and all that sort of stuff. I thought it was over there, but it must be in my room. I must have moved it. But I'll show you again. I'll show you that next week. I honestly thought about making a weak Irish coffee. I mean, if you're going to make an Irish coffee, you may as well make it full strength, right? Hey Chris, how you going? All the people here are like, what is going on? I'm working on a review for the ARC. I won't submit it before it's published tomorrow. Awesome. I answered this question. It's probably because I had stuff in front of me. Hello, Christina. Welcome. Thank you. Remember to hydrate and like the hug button. Thank you. I could hear Nicole the whole time. Awesome. Yeah, sometimes, like, I don't know, maybe your volume might be down a little bit or something. I'm not too sure. Getting set up to do more crochet on the emotional support chicken. Awesome. Hello to everybody. Wasn't bulletproof coffee a fad a few? Yeah, it was. Personally, that was disgusting. Like, anybody that drank that, I don't know how you did it. Like, it was absolutely, because it's butter in your coffee. And I was like, I used to watch it. Well, a girl that was coming to the retreats that I was doing. She was drinking it, and like, just even watching her make it would make me feel sick. I like butter, not in my coffee. But we all know that I don't like additives in my coffee. So are we really surprised that Nicole's sitting here saying, "Ew, why are you doing that to your coffee?" I don't care how good it is for you. Just don't stick it in there. And for those that haven't seen my new mug, this is my new spooky season mug. It's my little ghost. I've got the Hocus Pocus one. I've got another spooky one, which is still down at Savannah's. So I won't have that here for a while. And I also got a Witch's Brew one, which my friend gave me a couple of months ago. So I'm getting rid of a lot of my mugs and replacing them all with my witchy Halloween ones, especially now that the kids don't do the washing up anymore. They're not going to get broken. If they get broken, I've broken it. I can't blame them. I need to scroll up more. Hi, Tia and Amber Lee. Hello to Christina. Chris saying hello. Weird. I can hear you on the TV, but not on my phone. Your phone volume might be down on that. So I don't know what that's about. Because I checked on my phone and it's coming through fine. Something bit me earlier and now it's really itchy. So yeah, that is really weird. I don't have an answer for you there, Jean. I'm sorry. In parts of the US, some people pronounce it Babel rather than Babel. Babel. Okay, fair enough. I think like people just pronounce things how they pronounce them. I guess it's how you're taught too, because every time, like Margaret was saying in scriptures, it was always Babel, the Tower of Babel, but the scriptures that I've heard, it's always been the Tower of Babel, and stuff. So I guess it's just where you come from in the big wide world, right? So yeah, going to try and sorry, I missed that. Eating dinner, going to try a hexagon blanket afterwards. Awesome. Weird thing is I was able to hear Nell's stream, but nothing, but here, nothing on my phone. I don't know. I can't. Is it muted maybe? Did you come into the app from somewhere else? If you did that, it'll be muted. You need to tap it to unmute it. Finished the blanket I was working on and then moved everything from the craft area of the middle of the room so we can paint and trim the ceiling. So now all my projects are buried. I don't know what to do today. Sneaky photos, yeah. She will share it like eventually, but she has a crafty corner on my Patreon, my craft Patreon, so I will take some pictures of it and put it up there because we always, whenever she's working on something, because a lot of the ladies over there are always interested to see what she's working on and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I want to buy a board that you have with the pins for your crochet. What was it called? It is called a blocking board. That's all it was called. It was on you can get them on Amazon, AliExpress, all those places. So yeah, it's just a small blocking board. I think it's a 30. No, it'll be a 25 centimeter by 25 centimeter one. You can get them in different sizes. I got this one because it had enough for. I need some more prongs, so I have to buy some more prongs for it. But it came with enough to do 3 towers, and you can see quite a number of the granny squares fit on it, which is really good. So yeah, I have not done any more on this one since the last time you've seen it, so I will probably do a little bit this week, although I will grab that in a little while. I did do some started some knitting on that, so yeah. And they're just called blocking boards. You can do the same thing with a foam board and pins, large hat pins. You can do the same thing. When I was in college, I made sure I had art class every term just to keep me sane. Yeah, you need to do that. A lot of people don't do that. But yeah, I think artistic, because we're quite an artistic family. So I've always done some sort of craft. I used to do a lot of pottery and all that sort of stuff and sculpture and whatnot when I was younger. And I've always done some sort of craft, whether it be latch hook, knitting, crochet, all that sort of stuff. Like I've progressed through them. I've tried my hand at them at different times, but this is probably the time where I've dedicated a lot more time to it because I don't have the kids anymore that are little that need my help in that. So, and in the last 14 years, it's just been nothing but craft. And so I've always been a firm believer that you need to have balance. You know, if you're an academic person, you need to have that artistic outlet, no matter what it is, even if it's just making a scarf, just some sort of mindless activity and something creative just to give you that balance. And it's the same as with, exercise. You can exercise a lot, but you also need to balance that out by having something where you meditate or you do yoga or something gentle on your body. So whatever you're doing, you need to have that balance. So for her, academics was a big thing. I mean, she's going to be a teacher. So I didn't push her, but I always gave her the opportunity to do it. And when she got really stressed, I'd always say, oh, you should go and make something. And it was just always a flippant comment. It wasn't a push, because with Savannah, if you push, she digs her heels in. So yeah, she's stubborn as a mule. I don't know where she gets it from. I do, but it's not me. Maybe just a little bit. But yeah, anyway, if you tell her to do something, she won't do it. So you have to manipulate her into doing stuff. So yeah, too often parents are not supportive. True, very true. Or they're too pushy for academics and don't realize that the balance needs to be there, and whatnot. And I think for her, it's also helped with, like, she's had her moments where she's been depressed and down and all that sort of stuff, and it always seems to pull her out of it. So I think that I think for her, it is definitely a therapy thing. And she sees too that when I'm stressed, I come and craft as well. So she's also learnt from watching my behavior as well. Because if I'm really stressed, I either read or I craft. If I'm going through emotional stuff, I tend to read more and a lot. So I already read a lot anyway because of BookTube, but if I wasn't doing BookTube, I probably wouldn't be reading as much, but I'd still be reading 2 or 3 books a week, and different size books and all that sort of stuff. Generally have one really big one, go for the month, and then I'd slot in, a couple of 200-page, 300-page books and whatnot. But if I'm really stressed or going something through really emotional and whatnot, I actually step away from craft and I go into reading, because I fall into the worlds to escape and it's not that I'm not processing what's happening. I actually will read books of the things that I'm going through, and that helps me process it. Does that make sense? Because I've never been one to do therapy or anything like that. I've always tried to work out my problems myself. If that's the right thing to do for me, that's the right thing it might not be necessarily right for someone else, but that's sort of what I've done. And when a couple of years ago, when my granddaughter went back to her mum, that was quite a traumatic experience for everybody in my family. But my family decided that I was the bad guy in it, because I was the one that took her back and left her there, because that's what had to happen. And so to escape all of that, I fell into reading, hence why I have a BookTube channel now, and all that sort of stuff. But we're over that. Our family has repaired from it. There's still niggling things there, but we're still repairing from it and all that sort of stuff. But we've all worked through it. But none of us do therapy. We work together as a family. And I mean, that doesn't always work for people. And I'm not saying that therapy is a bad thing. It just doesn't work for us. And so, and like I've even said to Savannah, I'm like, I don't understand therapy. Like you're in the moment all the time. Because you're talking about it all the time. She goes, yeah, some people just need it to get coping mechanisms and all that sort of stuff, like the best way to cope with things and how to deal with it. And if you're not showing enough emotion, if you're showing too much emotion, all that sort of stuff, I'm like, yeah, I get all that, but I don't like sitting in the same spot. I've always been that person that moves forward. My husband's very much the same as well. And hence my kids are also the same. I was going to wait to open the wine tonight, but just saw the House of Stars won a battle-a-thon, so need to pour a glass to celebrate. Awesome. That's your team, I'm assuming. Everything's resolved now. I closed everything and reopened everything. There you go. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes it's just got to do that. About to have supper. Oven treats today, because the stove is buried too. That's fair enough. You have to make it her idea. I get that one. Yeah. I am the gardener of the family. I plant all the seeds and then I cultivate them. I've always said that. They just look at me and go, but they think I'm talking, like a lot of time they think that I'm talking about my garden out the back. So yeah. So yeah. I got a book. Let me just find it. It was I forget the name of it. It was a book that I got Two Needles, Many Knits by Quaylen Stark. I was talking about it the other week. It came out on the 3rd of September. I did not get I had basically reviewed it and all the rest of it, and I didn't get my review up yesterday for it. So anyway, I'm going to do that today. Tonight I'm going to sit down and do a heap of reviews that I've got already drafted up and ready to go. But it has a whole heap of projects in it, starting right at the beginning. So I'm going to work my way through the book. And basically it, I think it's actually on my Kindle. Let me just think. Let me just have a look, shall I? There it is. So it's not great, the picture, but I just started with a little washcloth. So that's what I'm starting with. And I'm just doing that at night, just doing a couple of rows and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just, and the next thing I'll be making will be this beanie. So I'm just going to work through the book, and basically then it goes to, like it's doing different things. So, this one, the beanie will have like a ribbing at the beginning, so I'll learn how to do that. And then the next one is a what do you call it? It is called, what do you call them? A cowl. That's the word I'm looking for. And that one has how, like, binding off, weaving ends, and stockinette stitch. And then it goes on to a scarf, which has a couple of different, there we go. It's got knit and purl combinations. And yeah, I'm just going to work through it. Then we've got like a cushion, and I figured, you know what? I have wool. I have knitting needles. I should do it. And a little headband. I'll make that for Mia because I don't wear headbands. They slip out of my hair. So it's come out, and then we got a little bag, so I thought I could make that, and just work my way through the projects, and eventually I will end up, and then we go to level 2. So that was all level 1 stuff, and then it goes to level 2 patterns. And so this one is basic. It's a bias scarf, so it's not a very good picture, but there's that. So, and it just goes through that until eventually I make a jumper, and we've got a little purse, another scarf, like shawl, a baby blanket, a couple of beanies using different wools. So just different techniques and basic stuff. And then you go to level 3, which is then, you know, you've got your open weave knitting. And then I think there's only 2 in this one. And then a little vest, which I'll make for Mel. So that's what I'm gonna do. So it's got all the instructions on how to do everything and all that sort of stuff. So started Packing Wild today. Awesome. Which is the one that Neva has read? Is it Packing Around? And Packing Wild is the novella, or the second one, is that right? Life has not worked out exactly how I had planned, but when I was younger, I wanted to start an art therapy program for families to bring their special needs kids and teach them how to craft with them. A lot of people need it, and special needs kids love crafting. Like the amount of when I was working at the shop here in town, there was quite a number of special needs kids that used to come in to learn how to sew and do stuff. And they loved it, absolutely loved it. I once went to therapy to deal with grief and ended up confronting my therapist, comforting my therapist who was suffering from, how do you pronounce that? Viticulo, is that how you pronounce that? Didn't help me at all, obviously. May Gibbs' work is gorgeous. It's a pity that in Canada we never heard of her. I know. Somehow that makes sense to me. Chris, yeah. No, I sort of do, and I sort of like I know how to do it. Like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but my brain and my hands do not cooperate at all times. So I'm just taking it slow. I'm starting off because I haven't knitted for a long time. So I'm just starting off slow and I'll just work my way through. And then basically it's got really good visuals in the front of the book. Let me just, my phone's not the best place to open this up, but it's got really good visuals on how to do purl. And of course I've got YouTube as well. And then I've also got you, Jess. Excuse me, tap tap, Jess. Come help. So yeah, so I haven't got to purl yet. So we're just doing plain. But I'm assuming that once we get into, like, once I get past this one and I start doing ribbing and all that sort of stuff, that will have it. All the things that I need to do. And this is not laid out very well. So I'm more than likely going to buy this book. And that way I've got it, because it sucks on my phone because of the layout and all that sort of stuff. So it's got all the techniques in it and all that sort of stuff. And it's got really clear pictures when I'm just trying to find them, even how to repair things as well. Like if you've, got some stitches, how to pick them up, and sometimes books don't have that sort of stuff in it. How to sew things together, and they've used like different colored wool so you can actually see it really clear. It's got lace technique, all that sort of stuff. So decreases. So you can, here we go. This is just one of the pictures, but you can see it's really clear. And I'm assuming it'll be clearer in, like, this is increasing. So everything is really laid out really well and really clear. So yeah. I'm I'm here. I wasn't scripting at all. It's fine. Okay, cool. Is a skin condition where someone can have large parts of their skin that look milk white. It can harm their immune system as well. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes, very much so. All right. I am going to move my teapot because I left that here yesterday. So I'm going to move that up out of the way. Sorry about the banging there. Move my keyboard out of the way. And I am going to do some diamond painting. So we're going to go into our first sprint. Let me bring up the timer. Of course, I'm going to move the camera down, and then that way you can see what I'm doing. I have no idea what book I'm going to read yet. And I'll have to check and see what audiobooks I've got. So yeah, excuse me. All right, let's move the camera down and start our first sprint, shall we? And I'll see you all in 45. All right, we're back. How did everybody go? I got my first section done and started on another section, so I should get a fair bit of this done today. As I said, we'll be hanging out for a little while yet, and yeah, so it's coming along. Hopefully, I'll get at least the central done on it, and it'll be done then. I'll probably end up just finishing it this weekend, and it's another one done and dusted, and it'll just go back in my folder because I don't have the frame, excuse me, or anything yet. So I've got the hiccups now. But I just have this top row to go now. So I just did the cup and I've just put those orange ones on. So it won't take long because it's a lot of block coloring. Like I just did that in 2 minutes. So when it's block coloring like that, it goes pretty quick. Because I think I've only got like 3 colors to use in that section, and all that sort of stuff. All right, it is chilly here today. I don't know what the temp is, but it was about 56 Fahrenheit, which I think is about 18 degrees, something along those lines. But it's considerably colder than what it was last week. It's 20 degrees right now in Kingaroy. So, yeah, that explains why I'm feeling a little bit chilly and all the things. All right. So, how did everybody else go? Let's have a look at who was joined us during that time. I think we were here. A line from Meet the Robinsons goes through my head right now. I have a big head and little arms. I'm just not sure how well this plan was thought through. I can reach my canvases, but not my paints. And my current whips are under everything. Oh no, Christina, what are you going to do? Good morning, Selena. How are you this morning? Amberly was asking how you were doing as well, and you're doing a lot better. I am going with an OT tomorrow on a home visit to see what will take to get me back home. That is fantastic. That is great news because that means that they're keen to get you out of there, which is good because that means that they'll work harder to get you where you need to be, which is amazing. Good morning, Tanya. How are you? Wishing everyone a lovely crafty day or evening. Thanks for being here. What are you working on today? Submitted my review for Fertile Earth and read more of Stoneyard Devotional. Awesome. How are you liking them? Are they good? I started my sprints on my channel. I got to page 21 in Babel and 29% in Leah Park and the Missing Jewel. Nice. Not that I know of. I mean, a lot of people do diamond painting, but I don't think there are any groups in the area. I'm not very social in my area because I do a lot of this and I'm busy all the time. So it's just easy for me not to be social in my area. I mean, I have looked up for book clubs and all that sort of stuff, but they're all happening like during the day. There's no evening ones, and I'd prefer to go to an evening one because I work during the day. So that leads me to believe that'll be all people that are retired that do them. So I've just sort of skipped it that because they meet at the library. Like they don't think that, other people that work might want to do it. And that is a lot of what happens in this town. It's a lot of older people that do all the things, and the rest of us are just off doing whatever. So yeah. That's been my experience. I mean, I'm sure that there are some nighttime groups, but I know there's a nighttime artist group with one of my we're acquaintances, like we're not friends or anything like that. Like we don't hang out together, but we know of each other and we have spent time because of our kids and whatnot. So, they have because I believe it's her and her sister have a studio out about 10 minutes from here, and they do like learn to paint and all that sort of stuff, and they have stuff for kids during the school holidays. And then we've got the see the QCWA, which again is a lot of older women that do things, but they do it all during the day because they're at home at night. Just trying to think what else we had. Like, we don't really have much nighttime activities in Kingaroy, so yeah. And if you work, like, you're working during the day, so you don't really have an option to not like to do them and stuff. So yeah, finished supper, watching some Vampire Diaries with my son, and studying at the pile and staring at the pile and shaking my head. Played Sudoku and listened to an audiobook. I started listening to Black Veil, which is the Green Rider one. I am way behind, and this is a very chunky book. So it's got 663 pages in it. So I started listening to that. Probably do a little bit of a messy reading of that tonight. So yeah, hello to Saluna and Tanya, and yay for Saluna. I did get all the athons I could find so far on the sprinting spreadsheet. 38 so far. Oh my God. Going to do some searching tomorrow, maybe. Wow. So are you talking about like over the year or just for this month? Like, that's insane for this month. I know that Jamie's doing like 6 of them. Atia's got her library one. I'm doing Mystic. I'm not doing any other one. I'm just doing Mystic because I'm a co-host for that, and I've got all those books to read, and I'm just going to take my time through it. Like, we're on the 5th, and I've finished 2 books so far, and I've just started my 3rd, and I didn't read anything on the 1st or the 2nd, so I'm doing okay. Oh, did I read something on the 2nd? No, I didn't read anything on the 1st. I did read something on the 2nd, so yeah. Christina, isn't your son tall? Can you get him to get it? We've got tonight. He looked tall in the pictures. Where is Charles? Yes. Where are all the tall people? I'm so excited to do a home visit. That is so much closer to getting home. Yes, very much so. Very much so. Giving you an indication of when. Hello to Christina from Tanya. I'm sorry, I don't know what your first name is. It's Christina. Unfortunately, I'm working in the tax report. Oh, yeah, I've done mine. Mine's done. Thank God. I got it all done, and I just paid the first part of my bill. And so, much better. I'd much rather crafting. No, the pile is not tall. It's just not reachable. Half of the room was moved to the middle of the room and the stove. Oh, no. In a way, I suppose I'm doing readathons. I'm doing a book a list, long list. The Gilla Prize long list was announced on Tuesday, so I have that as well. Charles is not tall, but he is working. I just came home for a lunch break. That's fair. So this home visit will help the OT determine all the things that I need to tick off to make it home. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Has anybody read Well Prescribed You a Cat? Oh, will subscribe you a cat. Sorry, I can't read. It sounds like non-traumatic, something I'd enjoy. Sure? Are you sure about that? I've not read it. No, I haven't. And this is very exciting. And that's I've got a mozzie bite or something on my knee. It's driving me mental. It's so itchy today. I don't know. I don't normally get bitten by mozzies, but there's a few around, so I possibly could have got bitten by one. But that is so exciting, Selena. I'm so excited for you. Not as much reading as I intended, and not much crochet either. Mostly spent that sprint playing with the kittens. Tough chore. Oh, that is a tough chore. My kitty cat bit me last night. Thought it was a bunny rabbit for some reason. Grabbed hold of my arm and then started kicking me with its hind legs. I'm like, are you doing? Get off. So, yeah. My son is tall somehow. We are not sure where he got it, but he is like a foot taller than me. We think he got hold of some juice. Chris, we know you love a traumatic book. Yeah, we do. Jamie has read it. It was a bit formulaic, but fun, cute, and uplifting. Well, there you go. Not your sort of book there, Chris, but maybe. Hung out some washing, reheated my coffee, and scripted a third of my announcement. Awesome. You're much better at me. I do not script any of my videos. I make more mistakes and then it costs me time in editing and I just don't do it. I don't even script my craft ones. I mean, really, they're scripted anyway, I guess, in a way, because the simple fact is that you've got step by step that you've got to do and you've got to do it in a particular order, but I don't script them. So, yeah. I did get another coffee, sort of Murakami. Oh, anyway, that name, inspired but cute. I can never pronounce that name. How tall is the postman, Christina? Jane. Or the milkman, maybe. The mailman. Could be the mailman, the milkman, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Obviously, you've got some tall people in your family. Thanks, Jamie. I do like cats and I enjoy novels set in Japan, so I thought I might be a nice and relaxing novel to read. Awesome. All right. Well, we have got to the end of the comments. So we are going to bring up the little timer again. I'm going to refresh that. We're going to go for another 45 minutes. And I will see you all soon. So let me pull that camera down. And yeah, that's a good angle. And you can see all that. Let me just bring that down a little bit further. There we go. You can see what I'm doing then. Yeah, we'll start this timer and I'll see you all in 45 minutes. All right, that was our second sprint, and I got I got the section that I was doing before we went to the sprint done, and I'm almost finished this one here. So I've just got the red and some of the outline to do. So I'm making good progress. I think this will be, I probably will get this done today. I might end up just keep doing this until it's done, but after I've done some painting and stuff in the library. And yeah, so I've got another video to edit for that as well. So I'm hoping to get to that in the next couple of days. I don't know how I'm going to go, but I'll give it a go. All right, how did everybody else go during that sprint? We're just having 15-minute breaks at this point, and then we go straight back into a sprint. But if we get to the end of the comments and the conversation has finished and all the things, then we will just go straight into a sprint. So I actually can't wait till this is done. And then I have another one that I'd like to get finished, and I've got another one of these trolleys that I'm going to set up with all of my really small diamond paintings and whatnot, and have it all in one place so I can just pull them out and get them done. But I've got the kitty cat still to do, so but that's got a lot, of so you can see I've done up to here, so I've got this section to do, but that's got a lot of block color, so that's going to go pretty quick once I pull it out. So yeah, I've just got to have a look and see what other ones I've got that I can slip into that folder. I've got 2 of those folders. So yeah, all right, so let's have a look. Christina said we were able to reach 1 project, so yay. Selena's like, yay. Oh my, I got the moaning and groaning in the first 4th wing graphic audio. I didn't think I should be listening to that in public. No. I just recently recommended a book to my friend, Wolf Gone Wild, and I could have sworn I told her that it was, it was a little smutty and whatnot, and yeah, she was listening to it at work. She had to quickly turn it off. She goes, "I will never listen to any book you recommend at work again." I'm like, well, I thought you were just going to be listening to it in the car, and not at actual work. So yeah, I don't. She said one of her bosses actually, who's pretty casual, that heard it and it's like, what are you listening to? So yeah, anyway, yeah, I gathered that's what you meant. I got to 39% in Leela Park and the Missing Jewel, and read 10 pages in Goddess of the River. Nice. Now I'm in the search for food. I already know what I'm having for lunch today. I got a barbecue chicken yesterday. I meant to say chook. Barbecue chicken last night. So I'm going to have, I got some mountain bread the other day, so I'm going to make myself a wrap a bit later. So yeah, it's still morning time here. I mean, I could have lunch now, but I'd rather wait for a little while. Finished a strip and a repeat on the sleeve, and now finishing dinner. Nice. Managed to get the kitten Claudius to nap somewhere other than my lap eventually. And I got another row done on the chicken, finished. Awesome. Finally logging my first few books for all of my readathons. Oh, I've got the hiccups. Excuse me. That's awesome. I have to log one. I've forgot that I haven't logged it. It's up behind me, I think. Yeah, I put it up behind me. So I finished the husbands yesterday, but I have to talk about it and log it as well. And somehow I'm going to have to try and get Green Rider to fit. I don't know what I'm going to do there, but anyway, I'm sure I will work it out. I found a whip of granny squares, connected them, but it needed the borders done, so working on that. Awesome. Well, at least you got a project to do. Got one chapter read of Pucking a Wild. I assume any book in the series counts as a host a favorite. I assume. Woohoo slung. Saluna not slung. Okay. I was wondering what that was about. The hardest part of the whole planning is naming the tiers in this. I did it. Now to do my final third and get ready to film. Awesome. And I just remembered to hydrate. So this will be almost a liter that I'll have drunk. So yeah, I only have to get one more in of those today. I've been trying to pick up my like hydration and all that, especially now coming into summer. In winter, I really struggle because it's cold, as it is today. And so yeah, I've just got to get myself into that mindset again of drinking. And so hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can. Like, we had a really hot week last week. Like, it was so hot here. It was in the low 30s and it was just terrible. So I can only imagine, but that was because we weren't expecting it, because it had gone from really cold to like 5 degrees or whatever to 30 and 32, and I had to get the lawnmower guy in. I don't normally get the lawnmower guy in until like beginning of October, so I had to get him in almost a month early, because the grass, like, in 3 days grew close to like 20 centimeters. Like, it was walking through. My postman's coming, so I'm going to go to a sprint in a minute. And I should probably send a message to Savannah and say, can you go and put the bin out? Today's Thursday, right? Actually, I might just do. He's not coming in. He must have left it in a letterbox. So yeah, I've got to get that bin out. I was going to ask what you're reading, Jean. We now know. And I get more dehydrated in winter, same, because I just can't drink in winter. Like, and even like I tried drinking teas and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that. You think I'd know it was Thursday, considering I do crafty sprints every Thursday? It's like, my mind is just gone. So yeah, I'm hoping that we finish up the library this afternoon, and then tomorrow it'll be dry. I can mount the blind, because I'm not putting blinds on these windows here. I'm just putting on one. And I'm hoping I can get that done, and then we can strip the room out and then start moving everything in. So yeah, I'm hoping, I'm fingers crossed. Like, if I can get all the books off the shelf and get the shelves moved in, I'm, with Savannah's help, I'm happy to move everything. But we were looking at all the books that we have in the house, and Savannah goes, we're going to need a ladder. I'm like, we can't have a ladder in this room. So my library is pretty much going to be extended, I think, and have that foyer. So I'm going to clear the foyer room out. I've got a wardrobe there and I'm going to make some shelves to go in there. So it'll be a little alcove of stuff, and I can, I'm going to get rid of the sewing machine. I've got 2 sewing machines there. So I'm going to get rid of those. And one of them will go into Neralee's room when she leaves, because it'll get used as a plant stand or something like that. It may even come back out here. I don't know yet. So the sewing machine doesn't work in it. It's just the Singer table. So I'm thinking of sending it back and restaining it and all that sort of stuff. So I'll see how I go, though, because I'm not really good at that. So that sort of scares me a little bit, but we didn't pay anything for it. It was given to us, and that's, so, worst case scenario is I just paint it and use it as, I would personally like to have it as a basin in my bathroom, but the problem is, with the moisture, the stand will actually rust and get pretty bad. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see. I may end up turning it into something for when I, move from here eventually, because I will be moving over to Nanango at some stage, but I'm just waiting to see what the kids do and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. All right, I am going to go to a sprint. I'm actually going to take that up to 50 minutes because actually I'll take it up to an hour because I do have to go and put the bin out and whatnot. So let me just change that, and then that way we have an hour and I still get a good 45 minutes in to that. It's okay, I've lost my mind too. I just over to Nango, over to the workshop. Like we've got quite a considerable amount of land over there. So basically my partner is building me a new studio over there and my own little contained unit and whatnot. So yeah. So that's where I'll end up moving, and this here will end up getting rented out because this is our retirement. Basically, this will get rented out, and eventually, once the girls have earned money and all that sort of stuff, we'll put a block of flats on here, and that's what they'll inherit. So yeah, that's the plan. So sent me a message on Instagram. Okay, let me just have a look. But yeah, I'm going to get the bin out. And I don't know why, but all of a sudden my computer is logging me out of everything. And I don't know why. Like every day I come in, I've got to log into everything. It's so weird. I don't know why it's doing that. It's since the like it done a update. Who's this? Who is that? I don't even know who that is. Let me just have a look. You're probably hearing an echo because I just opened up a thing. I do not even know who that is. I've never seen them before. Oh, that looks like they do like art, painting and stuff. Well, there you go. Do they do lives though? Oh yeah, they do lives. Yeah, I can't even really tell what they do. I'm just hovering over their things. I can't really tell what they do because you can't see when they go to. So their timer goes really big, and they go to so they don't tilt their screen down, so you can't actually see who they are. I don't know who they are, so yeah. Yeah, it will be awesome. I'll investigate a little bit further before I'll recommend them. So yeah, if that's okay, Christina. So yeah, I've just got them there. So I don't even know. Like they don't even really have much information on their channel. Like that, you don't even like. I don't even really like. I know that they're in the US, but yeah, they don't have much information on like who they are or anything like that, which is interesting because a lot of people they like cats. So yeah. Anyway, I have no idea who they are. But once I know a little bit more about them, I'll share them then. Anyway, I'm going to go to a sprint because I can hear the bin man coming. I'm going to turn that down to there, and I will see you all in an hour. Happy sprinting, everybody. All right. We are back. And this was our last sprint too. I forgot to put that up because it's almost, it's 12:30. And we've done 3 crafty bits, and I really need to get this library done. So, yeah, we have reached the end of the sprint and whatnot. So, yeah, I got a fair bit done. I'm almost finished. I think I've got maybe another 5 minutes to do this last section, but I got all this done today and this little bit here. So I only have this little section here to go, which I'll probably finish off tonight in front of the TV and then call that done. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that progress. I'm excited to get it all finished and all that sort of stuff, but it's looking good. I'm happy with it. It's going to go in a little black frame. So it'll look really good in a slender black frame. All the things that I do for these mostly go into black frames because it's just the easiest to match with my stuff. So yeah, let's have a look and see what everybody else is, what is going on. Jamie's sister called. Might be occupied for the remaining chatty bits. Thanks for the sprints, Nicole. I'll post pics of the chicken when I get closer to done. Love to see it. Got to 46% in Leah Parker, The Missing Jewel, and 76% into Poisons We Drink. Awesome progress. No worries. Thanks. Yeah, I've got to now go and get changed into ratty clothes and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to have lunch first, though, because otherwise I'll end up with the shakes because I've just got to do touch up. So where the 2 colors meet is a little bit wonky. So I've just got to touch up. And I've just got to do the white frames on the window, so that won't take too long at all because they're already undercoated. It's just the top coat. So it's probably about an hour, maybe 2 hours in there, and then let that dry, and then basically start pulling all the books off the shelves and just making a pile of that and getting the shelves dusted and all that sort of stuff and in place. But I've got a feeling because I've got books out here, I've got books in the hallway, I've got books in my library, and I'm thinking that I've already run out of room. So I've got to work out a way to I've got to go and get a tool so I can find the beams in the wall and then look at possibly getting some more bookshelves, like shorter bookshelves, to put on top of the bookshelves and mount them to the wall. So we'll see how we go. Short of that, as I said, I can have my library starting out in the foyer, but I'd have to get, I have to get matching bookshelves because all the ones that are in there right now don't match. So there's that. Hey Jess, how you going? Thanks for joining. Thank you. I love that. It looks so nice. Thank you. It's coming together. Got half an audio book. Curvy Girls Can't Date Princes. Ooh, sounds like an interesting read. I got a repeat done on the second sleeve, so now I'm back to the body part of the knit. Almost made it all the way around the blanket. Watched another episode of The Vampire Diaries with my son and put him to bed. And now hubby is home to paint, so maybe I can get my craft area back tomorrow. Awesome. That'll be good. Halfway through the book. I think it's big enough to take a decent picture now, so I'll try to remember to post one tomorrow. That's okay. Hoping to finish Stoneyard Devotional tonight. Awesome. You should be able to get that done. You said it was only a small book. Finish the math and scripting. Going to have a lunch and then film. Chris, are you doing Mystic Readathon? I don't think Chris is doing any readathons right now because it's long list season. And Chris does all the long lists, whereas I don't do any except for the Women's Prize for Fiction. I was thinking about doing the Stella, but I think I'm just going to stick with the Women's Prize. Also did a chatty bit on my sprints. Nice. Just had lunch. It was the first time I had been given a full meal because after speaking with the nutritionist, I was given vegetable options I like. Awesome. At least you're getting food that you like now. You need to find a yeah, I know. I've got to go down and get a tool for the stud finder. Are you sure that's not part of a smutty book? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not doing any readathons at the moment, Jean. Can't wait to see your library. I can't wait to have it done. It's been such a, like, we started thinking about this over a year ago, and it's just been trying to get our times to mesh and all the rest of it with work, and yeah, it's a whole thing. Finished up Illicit Temptations by Katie Roberts tonight. Awesome. Didn't get much else done that sprint, but heading to the gym to do some physio. I'm just about finished, so yeah. I figured you must have been watching for you to venture out here. No? Oh, okay, fair enough. Savannah's off to the side. I have about 25%, so I should get it done soon. Awesome. Thanks for hosting today. No worries. It's not up your alley. It's YA. Okay, fair enough. Yes, we are. Most definitely. You could always read the books on the Stella Prize long list that appeal to you rather than reading the entire list. The problem is that the Stella comes out at exactly the same time, within a week of the Women's Prize. So, yeah, there's that. A stud finder, yeah, I know. Yeah, they don't find the studs that I'm looking for, though. I'm so excited to see it finally completed too. Chris is doing the Gilla long list, yes. Selena says hello to Savannah. Hey. I'm not on camera, but I'm not going to. Yeah, she's not coming on camera, she said. So I'm not impressed. Selena subscribed to your channel the other day too. Oh yeah, I did see that. Thank you. She said thank you for subscribing. I am Jean. I just ordered 2 books I didn't already have. No worries. See you tomorrow, everybody. We'll be back. Tomorrow. Coda will be back tomorrow as well, because his mum has gone home now. So, yep. Thank you. Christina also says hello. She says hello to everybody. And with that, we have got to the last comment, and now she's sitting there patiently waiting for me. I need to eat first before we go into the library. Is that okay? I didn't even know that was what was happening. I came out here to tell you that I lost my hairbrush and I borrowed yours. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm sure you can take care of that. You don't need mummy to do that for you anymore, right? Okay, cool. All right, and on that note, I'm going to bid you all farewell, and I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern, and Coda will be joining as well. He'll be a little bit late because of time zone math and all that sort of stuff, but I will start and kick us off, and then Coda will come and join, and yeah, and hopefully I will have this finished tonight and I can show you what that looks like tomorrow. But on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already done so and you've been lurking in the background, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also do the like button as well. Maybe share this with your friends, and that way they can come and get a little bit of crafting done every Thursday and Wednesday evening if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and Thursday if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. But as always, I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.